Success is born out of luck. It's awareness of mind that takes advantage of that opportunity. You will all be confronted with opportunity. You must take advantage of it. Because if you don't take advantage of your opportunity, you'll never realize your dreams. Whether you want them or not is an irrelevance. You don't know that until you achieve it.
I mean, the reality is, reading a book or going to a conference or having a great conversation where you get this golden information, that's all fantastic. But what makes mastery is execution on the ideas, not the ideas. And so no idea works unless you're willing to roll up your sleeves, do the practice, invest the time, put in the effort, do the work. I think we've all observed a lot of people who they love reading the books, they love showing up at the courses, they do all the online training, and nothing ever changes. And they say, well, you know, I don't know why it doesn't change, why my life doesn't change, why my thinking doesn't change, why my performance doesn't change, why my relationships don't change. Well, it's because ideas don't work if you don't execute on them. So if you look at the great business builders, you look at any great performer, one thing that makes them great is their grit. One thing that makes them great is their hunger to practice. One thing that makes them great is they are willing to sacrifice. I mean, yes, they're passionate, but did you know the root of the word passion is suffering? You've got to be willing to suffer for your vision. You've got to be willing to suffer to reach BIW, best in world. You've got to be willing to suffer the ridicule and laughter of your critics and your cynics to get to a place called world class.
So look, you want to get your work ethic so high that people actually admire you. I'm going to ask you a question right now. Do people know you because of your unbelievable work ethic? If you can't answer yes to that, man, you're not going to get in that top 10%. You got to get to the top. People have to know you, not because, oh, he's a good salesman. Oh, he's a good this. Oh, he's an artist. Oh, he's a good pianist. Oh, he writes a great, story. No, dude, people need to know you for one major thing first. He works. He produces. The guy's there every day. The guy's pushing and shoving. Because the truth is, no matter how good your ideas are, how good your art is, or how good your skill set is, if you're not working, man, if you're not vibrating at a frequency that people say, my God, how does that guy do all that? If you're not vibrating at that rate, 10x levels, massive action, tremendous work ethic that's just a muscle now, and it's just a discipline in your life, and it's a way, it's a normal way that other people think is abnormal. Ryan Seacrest, Tom Cruise, Oprah, Steven Spielberg, Donald Trump, still pumping and working as a billionaire. Look, if you're not working at that level, you're not going to make it. Get your work ethic in, man.
Look, your habits determine what direction you're going. Your success in life, your results in life are in direct proportion to your habits. Not what you say you're gonna do, but what are you gonna do? You've got to develop successful habits. And I believe that starts with being a daily goal setter and a daily goal hitter. That you get up. Too many people spend their whole life, they say they're dreaming, but they're really just pipe dreams. They're thinking about what they want to be doing in 20 years and what their plans are way out in the future. Let me tell you what, the future you need to be worried about is not the next 20 years, but the next 20 minutes. What are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing to be effective? When you get up every day, know your priorities. Life will overwhelm you. Stuff will overwhelm you. With all the information we have now, whether it's your phone, where sometimes I think we have smartphones and stupid people, it is so easy to get consumed by a bunch of stuff that is not going to get you where you want to get to. Say every day, I will do today what others don't, so I will have tomorrow what others won't.
Here's a brain tattoo for you to consider. An addiction to distraction will be the death of your creative production. Here's another brain tattoo for you to consider. We live in a world where focus is more valuable than even your intelligence. You want to be a great footballer. We understand you've got to put in the time. to practice. You want to be a great chef, we understand you've got to do the practice. You want to be a great entrepreneur, you've got to put in the hours of rigor and discipline building your business. And yet, we all know the 10,000 hour rule, we all know the 10-year rule pioneered by Anders Ericsson at University of Florida, the preeminent researcher in the field of exceptional performance, and that 10-year rule has now been popularized by a lot of authors. But what he found was this: if you look at any great performer, they had one thing in common. They spent the equivalent of 10 years or 10,000 hours practicing their skill before the first signs of genius showed up. I mean, if you watch most performers today, you watch most people in business today, you watch most people in your community today, and they are walking while checking their social feeds. They are addicted to the entertainment of video games. They are spending the best hours of their days watching dancing cats on YouTube. I mean, it is incredible right now how consumed people are with their tiny white screens. And yet if you look at the A players, if you look at many of the most creative and productive people on the planet, they are doing and working in such vastly different ways. Because if you want to achieve the results only 5% achieve, you've got to think and produce and behave like only 5% of the people on the planet. And the best people on the planet in terms of creativity and productivity are not spending their finest hours addicted to distraction. They are doing work that matters. They're not doing fake work, they're doing real work.
We will relentlessly pursue perfection. We won't catch it, but in our quest we will catch excellence. And see, in life, I believe that's what separates the people that go do something great, is that they relentlessly pursue perfection. They beat themselves up every day when they're not perfect, when they don't do the right thing and stuff. But by being relentless at that, at the end of the day, when you relentlessly pursue perfection, you'll catch excellence. You've got to choose to be effective. Know what your priorities are. Know what your must-dos are. Don't let your phone, don't let your tablet, don't let the TV, don't let your friends knock you off what are the most important things to get done today.
What you want to ask yourself is, are you somebody at work that's a contender? Mm-hmm. Are you there to compete? Are you somebody that has a reputation, that is an expert in your subject matter, that's known for getting things done, that when you walk into the room, they're like, here comes Jamie, she's going to have something to say? Or are you a helper? Mm-hmm. Are you somebody that's there at the office to help out? The first thing that you can do is you can be asking for assignments that are above your level. So there's work that you do at your level, and then there's work that you do above your level. Mm-hmm. And the only way that you're going to be promoted to do work above your level is A, if you can demonstrate that you're capable of doing the work at your level, and B, if you are proactive in seeking out opportunities that expand your capability and give you a chance to work above the level that you're at. Nothing's going to happen unless you take that initial action. Right. Nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change unless you put down that pen in the meeting and you sit up and you pay attention and you listen for your opportunity to speak. Nothing's going to happen unless you push yourself to go in and make the ask for that assignment that scares you to death. Right. And without that grit and without that it's not even fearlessness, it's just the impulse to act. Without doing that, you got nothing.
And so what I want to leave you with is this. Maybe this year, rather than having 50 projects that you want to achieve at the highest level, maybe pick 3. This year, rather than having 1,000 Facebook friends, maybe go deep and develop 3 really great relationships. This year, or maybe the next few months, rather than trying to read 20 audiobooks, 50 ebooks, go to 5 courses, why not focus on 1 course and one audiobook? And why not study one great autobiography? Maybe it's Isaacson's autobiography of Steve Jobs. Maybe it's Nelson Mandela's autobiography. I'm going through the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. right now, which actually wasn't written by him, but it's called the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. I am encouraging you to really adopt this thinking protocol of becoming a minimalist. Even your home, fill it with just a few things, right? Even your work life, just a few projects. Even your clients, just the highest leverage clients. And especially your days, focus on just those few priorities that when you roll up your sleeves and go deep in them and invest what I call the trinity of your assets, your focus, your energy, and your willpower on those few things, they will allow you to birth art into the world, which will allow the world to call you world class.